Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and kiddies, thanks to Sin City Indian Motorcycles here in Las Vegas. And today I will be taste testing the Indian FTR 1200 Rally. As you can see, compared to the top of the line F1200S, the tires are different. This one has a Pirelli knobby tires right there. It has cross-spoke wheels like a dirt bike, and then of course, unlike the 1200S, this one has an analog gauge. So we'll see. Let's get it on. Oh, I like this. All right, before we get going, ergonomics check. I'm 6'3", 200 to 220 pounds, with a 35-inch overall inseam, size 13 foot. And I'm completely flat-footed. The pegs doesn't bother me that much. It's out of the way. But the gear selector kind of does, right there at the bottom, by the shin. So first impressions at the moment, the side mirrors has a decent good coverage with a very good articulation. And then everything here is somewhat basic, as if it has a key. Let's start it up. Go. It has a gear shift indicator, which is nice. And let's start it up. So basically this bike is almost the same as the S right over there, but it has less toys and everything. There's no riding modes. It doesn't have those juicy TFT gauges right there. And the good thing about this model, the Rally has a cruise control. I think the base 1200 doesn't have this, but something for you to point out. And then, does it have a tach gauge even in digital? I don't know if there's a way for you to set that up, but I'm not gonna do it. Oh, there's the toggle right there. So it has your digital rev, your voltmeter, the engine temperature, the average mileage, the instant mileage. I feel more at home with a bike like this. A naked bike. I know this is kind of a in-between model between the base model and the S model. Oh. So first impressions. One big difference that I noticed, this bike has knobby tires. So this bike will vibrate more than usual. It's a nice bike to ride actually. It feels light. It's very torquey. Just like the 1200S that I rode last year. This Rally spec is some sort of a crossover. You can take this off-road somewhat. Also, it handles quite differently, slightly, compared to the 1200S. Because of its knobby tires, you can't do so much aggressive maneuvers on this bike. But so far so good. It rides similarly to the S without the fancy TFT gauge, and of course you're riding on a knobby tires, so this might not be your corner carving solution compared to the base model or the S model. And so far, I'm very comfortable right now. We'll see once we hit back to the... We're on our way back. The rear brakes has that mushy feeling, and the front brakes very tactile, easy to modulate, just like the 1200S. One thing very handy about this bike is that even the base model has a gear shift indicator. So far, as a naked bike, it's comfortable and it's very stable on freeway speeds, like around between 70 to 80 miles an hour. Actually, it's comfortable for me for a naked bike, which is, I think, a naked bike that you can go off-road. But of course, some people might point out that this bike has a low ground clearance, it's a little bit heavier, but you know, you don't go off-road that much if you're gonna get this type of bike. Anyway, right now on this concrete road, it can get a little bit stiff. The ride can be choppy at some degree, and that's something to point out. Vibration wise, I got no vibrations on my foot, nothing on my seat, but there's a medium frequency vibration on my handlebar. I heard from some people that the FTR series is kind of tall for a naked bike, on which it is, because it needs to accommodate that V-twin. It may look like a naked bike, but this one is still a V-twin, just like the rest of the Indian motorcycle lineup in their range. This helmet works on this bike. I have no helmet buffeting in this thing, compared to some bikes that has a windshield. The third signal switch right here, it's somewhat a little bit cute. It's small, so small. I like it, this bike. I think this optional shorty screen right here kind of helps with the buffeting a little bit, I think, because when I rode the 1200S, the race replica version, I wasn't that much bothered, but I think this kind of helps, the shorty windscreen that they have. And of course, this one has a stock exhaust, so you won't be able to hear the excellent V-twin noise that the Akrapovic exhaust delivers. This one has a regular exhaust, just like the base spec 1200S and the base model. It pulls like forever. This is a nice work by Indian. But at least this one, at least you have the option of taking it off-road on the fire roads or some easy trails. This is not meant to be a replacement to a dirt bike per se. The switches here are so intuitive. It's very easy to grab everything. And the cruise control is a huge bonus for long distance riding around. Whether if you're gonna go to Phoenix, or if you're gonna go to LA, or from Manila to Pangasinan, it's very handy. The torque is just endless. Look at that pulse, it pulls. It pulls, no problem. That's what I like about the FTR series. And it's such a shame for Harley-Davidson to scrap the 975 Prox. The Prox 975. They should have just pursued it, and it's a perfect bike to go against this. But, oh well, time will tell though. Yeah, the turn signal is just adorable to use. It's so small, but you can really feel its tactility. Oh, one gear, nothing. Very nice bike. The gear selector is light enough. It's very light. You don't have to bang it too much. The spring resistance of the clutch lever is pretty decent. Pretty light actually for an American bike. That's a nice Mercedes. Nice. An SL class. The gauges is very legible. It's easy to read. And very nice. It's just so different because it has knobbies. It has those Pirelli knobbies, front and rear. The seat is comfortable for what it is, actually. So right now it's idling at 1250. Let's see where's the clutch bite on this thing is. The side mirrors is it has a very good wide scope angle, so you can see the things behind you. Very punchy bike. So the clutch bite is right around 90 to 95% towards full release, or 85 to 90% towards full release. This bike feels light when you want it to. Don't get me wrong, this is a heavy bike for its class. The rear brakes is a little bit mushy, but it's easy to modulate though. And one thing I like about this bike, I can scoot my butt fore and aft, forward or backward. It's a very comfortable bike. In fact, the 1200 series, the FTR 1200, might be one of my favorite bikes in my list, actually. I can put it on my top 10 already. But here's the question though. Which FTR would you get? The base model, the base flip-flop model, this mid-range rally, or the fully loaded full chalupa 1200S? I think I'll take the S because you get more toys in it. You got it's just a better value bike in my opinion. Sure, the FTRs though means in any standard cheap, but you get what you pay for. Indian really did a hell of a job engineering this bike. See, you don't have to downshift too much to get the torque going. The torque is always there for you. And if you like a bike that just keeps you giving torques, this is the bike. If you're lazy to downshift, this is your bike too. Although the suspension is a little bit stiff for freeway riding, like right now, but it's not meant for you to go super far distance though. It does what it does. It handles the bounce really well. I don't know if the Rally is going to be sold in the Philippines, because so far as what I've known before I left there, the FTR model that they have is only the 1200S, and of course the Rally replica, but they don't sell the base model, and I don't really know if they will sell this model, the Rally model. I'll just put it on the screen if they do or not. But here in the United States, hey, it's available. Just waiting for you to take home. This is just for me, but I feel kind of nervous riding these knobbies. I'm not so confident of riding this type of tires in the twisties. They're meant for off-road like that one. Yep, it's so easy to shift. The clutch lever is light. Very easy bike to ride. If you got the height, I recommend this bike. But I won't hold my judgment yet because the Bonneville Scrambler from Triumph is there. Basically a direct match to this bike. Yeah, the 1200S has a different suspension compared to this. It has that ZF suspension. Well, this one has the regular suspension. It's also adjustable though. And unfortunately, while I'm currently wearing an earplug right now, I barely hear the engine. It's not like the Akrapovic that I rode last year. That I can hear its niceness. It's nice exhaust noise. Very, very easy bike to ride. Let's see its low speed capabilities. Very easy to ride at slow speeds. And we're back at Sin City, Indian in Las Vegas. Alright, neutral, and then neutral, off, and then off. The key's kind of cute. Look at that. It's a cute key. Very cute. And then the side stand is kind of tricky to find. But once you get used to it, it's just right there. And there you go, the Rally. Subtle differences compared to the S and the Rally. First difference that you might see right away is the wheel and tire combinations between the two. This one has a dirt ready knobbies, and this one is a road biased. It can be off-roadish, but yeah, it's more road biased compared to the serious thing. And then of course, this one has a TFT gauge. This one has an analog, DG analog. And of course the suspension, it has that special ZF suspension. You can see by the gold valving, and this is a gold reservoir. This one doesn't have any of it. But of course both of them have Brembo brakes, same spec engine. Of course the price is lower compared to the 1200S. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up on this. 2 thumbs up. Just gotta take some more photos before I leave. And there you go. The Indian FTR 1200 Rally. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.